Hello, 3Fs. That's friends, family, and followers. What we're looking at here are two of the barrels that I told you I picked up for $10 each. The other two are still over there behind the junk pile. They've all been cleaned out. They've all been sanitized with chlorine, so I rinsed those and they're ready to go. These two are actually full. I filled those up of water coming out of my main water tank up there because I've got to empty that water tank to fix a broken beam that's underneath the flooring of it. And I forgot to put a center support in underneath the whole thing. I was rushed to get that whole thing. I'm just frustrated, but no big deal. I'll pull that tank off when it's empty onto a trailer. I'll pull the platform. I'll put a center support in there. I'll fill all the way around the center support so it's actually completely filled underneath there, and we'll restart the whole unit. I also want to put a different connector from the filter down to the line going under the ground. It'll be a more flexible unit, and then I'll box in the staircase so that I have some warmth in there for the winter. And I'll be putting some water barrels in there because water storage barrels will gather heat during the day, and then they'll hold that heat in and keep things from freezing at night. So that'll keep my valve from freezing. Okay, anyway, this line that comes down from there, not only does it run to the sink, but it also runs under the ground and is tied into the cabin line. So if I have to, I can run off of the water, what I originally did, ran off the water from those two tanks up there, and then I can water transfer or pump the water out of these barrels back up there to fill them as needed. I'm also going to put 4 more barrels over here, and to start with, 2 of them will be filled with water out of my big water tank, just like these are, so that I'll have backup for over here. I don't know how long it'll be before I get everything set and the concrete dries and get the water delivery out here and so forth and so on. So in the meantime, I'll set up 4 more barrels over here. I'll set 2 to catch rainwater with a gutter system. I got the 40 feet of gutter to go across this container. And that's gonna be a 9 foot by 40 foot, or 360 square feet. And the way you determine how much rain comes off of a roof is you multiply that times 0.62, square footage times 0.62. And then that's how much water you'll get, how many gallons of water you'll get in a 1-inch rain. So if you're getting less than 1-inch rain, you have to, of course, figure a 1/4 inch of rain. That's 1/4 of what the total would be. But that's just a quick formula for those of you who wanted to know it. All right, let's move on down here to the laundry. You'll see now that my water line runs into the back wall of the laundry. And I got my barrel set up here, and there's my water. I did 1 load of laundry today, and I used 10 gallons of water for a medium-sized load of laundry. All right, this is my drain setup that I've got here, and that runs inside. We'll look at that in a minute. And you see here I put this little tube, runs up to a gutter, and I'll catch some water off of that roof too. So that being said, let's move around the corner here. We did some changes here. Yes, I turned the laundry 90 degrees and put it up against the back wall there. Then I put my water valve and shut off right here so I can reach it very easily and shut it off. Here's my drain. Here's my plug with a few extra outlets I can use for running power tools and stuff like that. And I ran this and ran laundry today. Instead of putting a shelf for the laundry basket, my friend Andy had given me some of these little stools, and you've seen them around here. So that works out just perfect. It's a little lower than the laundry, but pick the clothes up, put them right into the laundry. Take the clothes out, put them right into the laundry. And this is bent up because it was sitting in the container in that excessive heat, and it had something resting on it. But that'll straighten out in no time. All right, I can also move this little stool and stuff over to the side here. There's enough room for it to sit on the side. But what I found is when the laundry's done, I take the clothes right out of here, and the clothesline's right there, or should I say the dryer. And I always have my dryer on air fluff. So anyway, that's got that all done. And then I put a shelf up here and I put all my laundry stuff up there and my little Downy bottle, my fabric softener bottle. And I have to keep track, so when I'm using things like bleach and fabric softener, I have to make sure that that water doesn't get used for irrigation because it will kill plants. So I use that for other things. And I'm not going to go into what I use it for, but trust me, it doesn't go to waste. It gets used. All right. Things like washing the tires on the van and getting the dust and the dirt off, things like that. All right. Next in line, I was having a heck of a time when I had to go. You remember that feeder I built, the automatic feeder I built for the chickens? It's some 4-inch white drain pipe that runs down the back wall, and then it has a T on the bottom with holes in it. And I fill that up, and it holds like 20 pounds of feed. Well, I was carrying from the chicken coop up to the second container where the chicken feed is stored. I was going back and forth with a 1-quart saucepan 7 or 8 times to fill that thing up when it needed to be filled. And I said, there's got to be a better way. Well, there was. And of course, I came up with it. What I built here was this little unit right here that you're looking at clamped in the vise. And I'm going to take it out of there. I just put it there so the wind wouldn't blow it away. And I got a little handle on here that I can grab it by. This handle came off of a set of doors, sliding doors that I installed on a house once. And I got a cap on the bottom, and this is a 4-foot long pipe, but this is 3-inch pipe. You remember I said the pipe over there on the feeder is 4-inch. So the reason that I did this, in each one of my feed bags, I have one of these 15-ounce cans that I use to scoop the feed out with. And then I dump the feed in here, and look at this. It fits perfectly right in the top of that, so I can just do one quick dump. So I'll take 1 scoop out of each one of the different bags of feed and pour it in there, and then I'll add a couple of tablespoons of diatomaceous earth, and then I'll do it all over again in the same sequence. So I can fill this whole tube all the way up to the top with the mixed feed with the diatomaceous earth, which you use for worming the chickens to make sure they don't get worms. And then I carry this whole thing down, and it's not that heavy because it only holds about 10 pounds of feed. But now I only have to make 2 trips. So I'll take this down there, and this 3-inch pipe fits right inside of the 4-inch pipe. I pull the cap off, tip this thing right into there, and let everything just dump right in. And in a few minutes, I've completely refilled the automatic feeder. All right. That one's done. Next in line, we're going to come up here. You remember I used to have raised box gardens up here, and they weren't successful even though I had chicken wire around them. These Mojave Desert ground squirrels that are called chipmunk imposters, you've heard me mention those before, tunneled underneath and they ate up all my vegetables. And we're going to come over here and you're going to see this is where one of the gardens was, and it was 12 inches high above there, but you can see all the sunken tunnel holes underneath where the little buggers had tunneled completely under my garden and ate up all the roots. Then they did the same thing over here. This is where the other one was, and you can see all the holes there. And I noticed this when I came by here the other day, and I started thinking to myself, that's pretty interesting. Then I turned around and I looked over here, and look what I found over here. Big old tunnels. Small tunnels, but big old tunnels. Now these are caused by rabbits. So I've got rabbits coming around, and they're starting to make themselves some tunnels here. I guess they come at night and dig them, and then probably huddle down in the hole for the night, and then take off during the day, and then come back again and dig some more, because they seem to be getting larger and larger day by day. All right. That's going to about cover it. The weather has been really, really humid. You can see the thunder clouds over there, and they're overhead here too. When these clouds are here, the humidity is way up high. All of these clouds were over the mountain range over there earlier, and it was raining over there. And it's raining over there. And they've had lightning strikes over there. Well, of course, I didn't get any of that. All I got was the humidity and the sweat to go along with it. And the humidity really kicks my butt. I can't work out here, even though it was only 99 degrees, which is lower than the 115, 16 degrees I worked in before. But that was when it was dry, you know, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7% of humidity. This 34% humidity is killing me. I can't stand it. Anyway, that being said, I want to remind everybody to make sure that you click a like down below the video. That's a thumbs up, or like my video, and subscribe and get some more subscribers on there. I don't need that many more to get back up to 1,000, so let's do that. I'll be cleaning all this stuff out pretty soon. I got to get that trailer out. I got a tire going flat. I got a brand new tire sitting on top there. I can change that over, but I got to get this whole thing out and get everything fixed up and set and cleaned in here. So I'll move a lot of this other stuff to the back side, which is going to get blocked off, and later there'll be a roof going across everything, as I said. And then this side will have a double set of doors, just like a container door here, that goes inside wide enough so I can get wheelbarrows and things like that. Even my trailer, if I want inside, get it out of the weather. And I'm going to get started on that here real soon, because I've got to get things put away. I've got to get things cleaned up. I've got to get all this junk out of here. I don't like it looking like a junkyard here. I've got a lot of boxes that have to go into the fire pit and get burnt up, and then the ash goes into my compost pile. But I don't want to be lighting fires when it's 115 degrees and winds are gusting at 30 miles an hour. So I wait for a calm evening when it's cool, and I burn a little bit. I've got a screen that goes over my fire pit there, and that's an old wash machine tub. So I don't get any sparks jumping out of there or flying or anything, but I don't like taking a chance. So I always look for the safest time, and then I always make sure that I have a big bucket, like one of those buckets right there, of water handy. So if I have to douse the fire very quickly, I can just dump one of those right into that container and it'll put it out in no time. All right, that's all there is for it today. This is G Bear signing off from another episode of Homesteading the Desert on August 15th, 2018.